Hello, my name is Kevin and welcome to the Love Decanters channel. So yeah, I've been out in the rain. I went to Antiquarium at Weedon Bec in Northamptonshire, and yeah, it was good. I didn't buy anything, thank goodness. Yeah, you know, too much stuff. Anyway, yeah, I really enjoyed it. Oh, and I should include a little interview that I had with the proprietors who never wanted to make any comment. So here's the interview.
Look, this is who's managing the place. They're taking care of it carefully, aren't you? You're being good dogs, aren't you? Managing it, taking the money from customers, all of that stuff. Making sure nothing gets stolen. Yeah? No response? No.
So I hope you enjoyed that little interview. I did. They were lovely people, those two. Anyway, with that said, we'll get on with the video. Today I'm here at Antiquarium in Weedon Bec. I'm standing inside the doorway because it's pissing with rain out. No, it's raining out there, I should say. So yeah, so I usually have a sign in, and it's going to be this one here. So anyway, I'll get on and do my filming. So in case you don't remember from last time, this is what it's like here. And yeah, I've just come in and spotted all this. Yeah, I have no idea what this is. This is a bit more interesting. It looks kind of, I was going to say it looks kind of Scandi. It says it's German. I can't see, it's got a hammer and an axe on it. Yep, it's quite nice though. There's dimples around the base, it's quite heavy. So you got it says Murano fish, Romanian. I've not seen, this one's a bit different, but then they are all fairly unique. Because it's got a flat base, so it's a vase that's kind of more vase-like. It's not sitting on its tail, the tail spread out, and it's £14, which is a decent price. I'm here on one of my favourite websites, 20th Century Glass, looking at the Romanian fish, of course, and yeah, so this site gives you some of the best information about Romanian fishes, also the labels. So yeah, tells you the fish, blah blah blah. So he's got them labelled, and yeah, you've got here made in Romania. Romania. It changes to Romania, but it was the spelling up until 1975. So if you see Romania, if you scroll down here and just click on this one, you can see there's a label in close up. So yeah, so it makes it pre-1975. Still near the entrance, another cabinet here with some decanters in, the lights falling down. Yeah, late 20th century, late 20th century, late 20th century. But this one here is like a heavy shaft and globe one. I reckon that's, yeah, early to mid Victorian. So you're probably talking 130, 140 years old. And what's good is that the stopper looks to be completely original. As I previously said, I like to see labels on things. Labels, catalogues, boxes, anything that's true to the original manufacturer. So this says Stuart Strathern. The way it's etched though, it looks very like Caithness. I don't know if there's some sort of connection between them. It looks very Caithness-like. It might just be that they're using the same technique. I'm going to see if I can find out about Stuart Strathern. So, I've done a bit of actual reading here. Yep. So I'm on a website called yazartglass.com, and in here it's telling you that that 3 companies came out of Yazart. So Yazart, so there was Monarch Glass originally, then it became Yazart. That was the family name, they were Italian, but I didn't know that people from that family went on to create Strathern glass, Caithness glass, and Persia paperweights. And Strathern, I do know that was then later bought by Stuart. So according to this, the timeline is here. This was formed in 1965, and it was bought by Stuart Crystal in 1980. So it became Stuart Strathern. And that explains, so if it's the same family that originally came from the same factory that's making all of this glass, they're probably employing the same techniques and producing some glass with similar looks to it. Just bought this little keg stand here. See, with a hole drilled in the middle, aluminium base on it, so this will be pre-war. It might be Bohemian or German or something. I'll see if I can find this pattern. I don't recognise it though. So this is interesting. It's a piece of proper art glass. This is slump, where it's just been poured onto a mould, and they've put some coloured canes of glass on the mould first, and then they've probably just poured this clear glass straight over the top of it. It's called the rainbow plate. It's just called a rainbow plate. I don't recognise it at all. £6. It might be a fairly unique piece of glass. I've never seen that before. There's also this splatter vase in the back. I don't think that's Romanian. The colours are wrong. I might try and find it. Probably won't, but I'll give it a go because the colours are quite strong there. So I googled, colour-wise, this is the closest item I can find in images. Unfortunately, it was for sale on Etsy, which means this picture appears here, and when you click on it, it's gone, because obviously it sold some time ago. And then looking at this description, they don't know, they're just making it up. Colourful confetti splatter ruffle edge vase. That's not going to help me. There's another view of it there. The colour, it does seem a good colour match for what I was looking at, and the splattering does seem, on the vase I was looking at, it's a bit more stretched out, but similar proportion of colours. I mean, once you start looking at others, you realise how difficult it is to actually find something that matches something that close to what you were looking at. You know, there's so many million ways of doing this. So yeah, that is a good match, but it's not helped me. Working my way down, Davidson Chippendale. Am I getting that right? No, not Chippendale, Jacobean. Yeah, God. No, don't mislead my audience. £12. Yeah, it's funny. I've never seen big jugs like this until I think a couple of visits ago, and then I saw a big one, and now here's another one. The book I'm looking at here is Miller's 20th Century Glass by Andy McConnell, and yeah, look, here's the jug. It's got 1930s. So yeah, so that's the jug we were looking at, although this one's in amber. Yeah, not very high prices. And also this pattern, this Davidson's Jacobean pattern, tells you over here, by the mid-90s there were 275 Jacobean shapes. So yeah, there's a lot of it. There's lots of this general sort of square patterns. They're making lampshades and everything. So, so yeah, you'll see a lot of it around. Chance Brothers handkerchief vase. It's got £14. I might be able to look this up. And bowl, I should say, handkerchief bowl, not vase. Might be able to look this one up, put a date on it. Back with Miller's 20th Century Glass, and yeah, so this is Chance Brothers section here, and yeah, this is the one we were looking at just now, and here it is. It's called Bandel, from 1962. But it does say they were making them up until the 1990s, so yeah, I don't see masses of them, but you do see them around. What else? Yeah, I don't recognise this. Still got a frog in it. Doesn't look, even for pressed glass, it doesn't look super quality. It looks kind of a bit blobby. Yeah, I don't know. It's a bit like an Equinox bowl, but yeah. There's some more pressed glass here. What's this? It's like a centrifuge mold, but I think it's just pressed glass. Yeah, it might be a centrifuge mold, but it doesn't feel any quality about it. As you know, art glass is not my thing. I can see, look at these. These are strange. It's like two people standing face to face. In the form of vase, it says it's Murano. Actually, there's another one just below it. Look, look. In this one, they're embracing. I'm going to see. It says there, Summerso Murano. Oh, it says Murano style. And then it says it's Summerso. That doesn't seem. Style and Summerso don't really go together, but we'll have a look. Anything else here? Oh, big. Looks like a big Empoli goblet above. That's really a vase. So after a bit of hunting around, I found this. Murano, MCM, Summer, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't say how old it is. It makes me a little bit suspicious that they might be making it up. This is Canadian dollars, and that is equal to about £65, which is the price that he had on it. And then, yeah, I did in my Google search, other people are saying it's Murano, Summerso, but they're all saying Murano, Summerso the same way and not saying anything more. Yeah. The problem is that sellers can be like lemmings, so one person says it and then everybody else jumps off the same cliff. So it might be Murano, but I'm just going to go as far as that and say, yeah, it might be Murano because quite a few people are saying it's Murano. But yeah, a lot of people say a lot of things are Murano and they're not. So there you go. In the corner here, there's a Medina. Has he called it Medina? Yeah, he has. £20. And do you remember I was saying about the shape? That they have a distinctive shape with a pinched neck, and so yeah, that's going with that shape. I think this is called Sand and Sea, that pattern. And then over here is Plum Blossom by the Chinese Chinese National Light Industry Import Export Trade Company. Yeah, I might be able to look up the reference number for that one, and it's from the 60s or 70s. The name I was desperately trying to remember there is the China National Light Industrial Products Import Export Corporation. I think I said company. Anyway, so I was close. Anyway, yeah, so this is, if I can find it, there we go. This is the vase we were looking at, this one here, and it says it's an FV90, and yeah, and it's from the Plum Blossom range. Yeah, I don't know who that's by. I mean, these kind of like stretch things, lots of people made them. There's slight variations on them, but I don't really know them. So after standing there saying all that, I don't know, blah, 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 actually I sat down here, I was editing and thinking, actually I do know, because I'm trying to learn this stuff. And yeah, so I'm looking at the 20th century glass, website, and here it is. It's Spanish Biartec Murano style selenium red and orange Spanish basket sculpture. Anyway, and it's from the 1950s and 60s. So there you go. It got me. I don't know what it's worth. I couldn't actually see what was on that one. Just spotted this big art glass vase. Can I pick it up? I think it's Chinese because the pontles. It's got a pontle, but it's not. Doesn't have a high polish, and theirs tend not to. So yeah, it's nicely done and everything, but it's cased. I think it looks, looking at the edge here, it's white and red, clear, and then they put these little white splodges on it. Yeah, I just said I didn't know who made these, but look at this, look at the colour of that. And that's probably radiating my hand as I speak. Yeah, that's cool. So I've come in here, and before I point anything out, obviously, Medina Seahorse. Got to have a Medina Seahorse wherever you go. There's two White Friars tricorn vases in the back there. They look quite nice in there. All we want is £25. Is it £25 each? Oh no, hang on. I can't see the other one. Check. Move them. Ooh, can he reach in? And it's, yeah, they're £25 each. So yeah, these are White Friars. I'll be able to look those up for you. Don't recognise this. I'm looking at the whitefriars.com website at the catalogues, and this is the catalogue for 1961, and this is the bars we're talking about, the 9570. So as I'm dedicated, or alternatively known as a pedant, I work my way back through the catalogues, and this is the earliest example I can find, 1961. No, I've seen this somewhere before. I'm going to see if I can re-find it. Don't know this. This is unusual. It's got kind of a matte finish. I reckon these are, whoa, wow, Dalian glassware from the 1670s. These are Chinese. So I'm looking at a blog by the wonderful Mark Hill, and I mean that because I'm a fan of his. And yeah, so he's written this blog, and in it he's highlighted that these vases are not Murano. He's found one with a label on it. He's written this blog, so he saw it in an antique centre in Nottingham with the label. Yeah, that's why I love labels. And then he's gone, because he's seen them around, he thinks they've been labelled wrong, and he's showing you a few. So they have some common features. They have this kind of streaky colour, and if you look at this one here, they all have a clear base as well, like those ones that we were looking at. So yeah, I'm very happy that those are Dalian glassware, Dalian Glass Co. And you know, the dates he's given here are the 1950s to the 80s. You'd have to see different catalogues to be able to date, but I've seen them in different colours. I've seen blue ones as well. So yeah, I quite like them. I'm not going to start bringing them home because I would die young, or younger than I am now, or as young as I am now anyway. There's some of these here. Look, it's got a label with it and everything. They're Astuna International, although it says something different on this. Jamaro Home. What's this one got written on it? Lava me check this. Check what this. Level 0. I will look this up because this is a different label. It looks like the same kind of glasses as we've seen at other places, but with a different label. And it doesn't have the, does it say vintage? Yeah. So yeah, this one has got the label that says, basically copying the techniques of the masters of Murano, made in Italy. So it's made up the road about 20 miles away. But that one's got, it looks the same. So, but I will look that label up or Google it and see what comes out on that label. So here we are. This is the label that one of the vases had, or the bowls had on it. And basically it's saying made using the techniques that we used in Murano, made in Italy. So these weren't made in Murano, they were made near Murano. The other bowl has Lavorzarion Arte Murano. Although they were made exactly the same, they both have this written on. I've been told that I've been hunting around on the internet trying to pick things up, and I think those ones are made near Naples. So yeah, it's very murky, this Murano labels thing. So anyway, there you go. It's interesting because he's got quite a good label on here. It says it's made by Jefferson's in 1903. I'm going to look them up and see if I can find out a bit more of that, because I see them with these little things on quite a lot, and I thought they were Sowerby, but maybe other people were doing them. This looks like Crosno. It's Italian. I couldn't really fight him on that because there's so many styles. Yeah, this is not Murano. This is Romanian. They did a few different ones like this with 4 parts and slight variations, but yeah, these are Romanian. I'm back with 20th century glass, and yeah, so here we go with the little ashtray I was talking about, and yeah, he's saying he's seen them with labels on. I don't think I've seen these with labels on, but he has, and yeah, and he's saying he's dating them to around up to pre-1975, and this is how they look. I think his had didn't have green. I think it might have had blue, but if I go back a page, you can see, look, there's one with 4 colours on. There's one with a label on it. You can see one with different, so slightly different styles he's showing you, but you can quite clearly say that says Romania, but with a different spelling, pre-1975 spelling. Yeah, bunch of press glass. There's what looks like a centrifuge moulding I don't recognise. Italia, Finland, £150. Yeah, I'll try and see if I can find that. Tapio Wicala, yeah. Oh, it's signed, so I will try and find it anyway. But yeah, that's quite cool. So I'm looking in there's 20th Century Glass by Andy McConnell, and yeah, this is the section for Italia for the designer Tapio Wicala. And yeah, so here's that bowl that we were looking at. It's called Stellaria candle holder. Now, he's saying this is £10, but he's also saying it's 7 centimetres or 2, is that 2 3/4? Anyway, 2 3/4. This was much bigger. So, but even then, so this is from 1978, and when this book was made, that means this was only 24 years old. Now this is 22 years later, or 20 years later than 2002. So this is 44 years old. So it becomes much more vintage. It was not even vintage when this book was printed. So yeah, the one he had was huge, and this is tiny. So, and also this is much later, and this is more on trend now, I think. So, yeah, but it does seem like a lot. But I'm no wiser, really. I've not seen one before, so I can't compare it with anything. That's French, the one with the little red bits on. I know that. I think it's Crystal Dark made those, I think. It says late 19th century. He's probably right. I don't know this kind of stuff, all of it. Yeah, that looks quilted. Opalescence, that's nice as well. Another one in the back. What's he saying about? So the two sort of like these two cornucopia style ones with the loops round. I think these are Franz Wahl from Czech Republic, 1920s and 30s. I'll see if I can find something else like them, but I think that's what they are, just the look of them. So the same guy, yeah, he says these are late 19th century. I think these are. The two shoes, they look like Franz Wahl as well. And I'll see if I can find those. I've not seen them as shoes before. He's got some interesting Franz Wahl stuff here. So after scrolling for ages through the Franz Wahl Facebook group, I didn't find either the shoes or those horns, but yeah, I have found the shoes just using Google. There they are, and you can see that there's another one there. That's one of them is the same as the other picture, I think, or similar. So yeah, there's a lot of normal shoes in here. I'm not sure if there are any more on this page. I'll make it to scroll. Hang on. No, doesn't look like anything else leaping out. I think that's a picture, a copy of the picture again. You can see the look of the Franz Wahl stuff here, where it's not associated. It does look like those horns, but I can't find them exactly. Little thing in the middle, standing on its little legs. I think that's Bohemian. I don't know who the maker is, but I will try and figure that out. So I was doom scrolling through the Franz Wahl's Art Glass Collectors pages earlier, looking for those vases. Didn't find them, but I did see these. And can you see? It's difficult to tell in this picture, but this top is just like that one I was just looking at. And then, because it just like went, I was just like going, oh. As soon as I saw it again, when I was looking, and if I just doom scroll a bit more, there's a better one than that. You see the legs on that, and then I think there's a better one than that somewhere, which is more like, so yeah, join this group. There you go, look at this. So the bowl is the same, and the way the legs are is the same. So in actual fact, that bowl with the little gold top is Franz Wahl's as well. So yeah, good find, Kevin, good find. Yeah, this looks very Victorian, so yeah, he's saying Victorian and I'm agreeing with that. The one in the back looks like Josephina, but I have no idea really. This looks like it's Murano tourist wear. He's saying from the 60s, he's probably right. He does have some really interesting glass in here. Load more of it. This all looks very Victorian in here, but it's quite quality makes stuff here. I don't know about the stuff in the bottom. You can tell the one at the back looks Bohemian. Not certain though. There's says it's Murano. I think this is Chinese actually, made by Vincenza. I know they have, some of them have a label on. It looks very like the other ones I've seen. They're all very different, but the way it's put together is very the same. And yeah, so we bought TK Maxx in the last 10 years or so. I mean, I've been told by someone that used to buy them from TK Maxx, so I kind of got to go with that. So I hope you enjoyed that. This is going to be a two-parter because there's a load more to go. Yeah, it's getting bad. It's getting really bad in that, yeah, I think as I've learned more, there's more things that I can point my finger at and go, look at that, it's blah, blah, blah. Or I think I might try and figure out what that is. But whatever. Anyway, it is what it is. Also in this one, the first time I've actually used or shown you me using a Facebook group to find stuff and work it out. The Franz Bell's, what's it called? Art Glass Collectors Facebook group. It's a good group. I haven't got any of this stuff, but they show so many nice pictures in there. So if you're interested in you know, art glass in general, just join that group because you're going to learn a lot from them, because they love to show off their stuff, and it's I've learned a lot from it, and it means that I'm going around going, yeah, I think I know what that is, just scrolling through that group and just trying to get my head around the kind of stuff they do. So yeah, and I'm hoping if I tell them that I've done this, they're not going to boot me off. But anyway, with that said, I will provide you a link to their group, and I will give you a link to the websites I've used, and also I'll give you the names of all the books that I've used in the description below. So and with that said, please remember to like and subscribe. Please remember to like and subscribe. Thank you. Good night.